Hello, good afternoon. Six students are joined for today's lecture. Hello, we'll wait for 5 minutes. It is here. Uh, so, my voice is audible. Please reply. The chat box also. You may reply. आवाज ऐकू येतोय का? Screen is visible. Hello, my voice is audible and screen is visible to all. Please reply. Thank you, sir. Now, we are coming to the end of our syllabus. One chapter is remaining from the subject, that is a non-conventional machining process. Selected as a professional elective, having a 70 mark examination, university examination. For, for this current scenario, you may have MCQ type examination. Then we have ISC of 30 marks and IC of 25 marks. Right? As far as ISC is concerned, we will conduct the IC test. IC, it is based on your MCQ test you have attended. The you say what are the assignment you are submitting on Google Drive. That is very important. Also, our subject is having an external viva based on the content of this non-conventional machine process. So you must have to go through the MCQs. At least you go through the basic principle of each machine process. We have studied under this non-conventional machine. That will be beneficial for you while giving the answer during the external viva. Keep in mind that the external for the viva will be last lecture. All the externals are out of university. No one from our university is appointed as an external for the viva. Or all the viva related to the BE subject. The external is from the university which is other than surgery. as first section is to be concerned, there are three units. We cover all these three units in detail. Let's look at the overview of non-conventional processes. There we see mechanical energy based process and electrical energy. Now, one section is to be considered. Again, there will be six units. We have covered four units, five units, four, fifth unit. Only six the number unit is the remaining. In fourth unit, chemical and electrochemical energy based process we have studied in detail. In last lecture, we have discussed about the MCT, those are better than minimal phase, that is the thermal energy. Till now, we have covered all the five units in detail along with the MCT discussion as well as by conducting the test on MCT. Right. Now, last unit, unit number 6, that is the introduction to the coating technology. That is very important. There is some introduction, but it only requires 4 hours. If you are considering the content of this unit, we must know the principle of coating technology. Where you have to study how this mechanism is to be conducted. What are the different methods of the coating technology? Chemical, physical, also, we have to discuss about the application of this coating technology. Another part of subtype of this coating technology, that is the metallic coating, may include metal spring and plasma flame. In today's lecture, we will discuss on the introduction part, surface conditioning and surface conditioning. Right? Surface coating we will cover that first in today's lecture. You may write the name of the chapter and contents. It is the introduction to the coating technology. Consists of principle of coating technology, mechanism, different types of the coating technology, application.
Sir, voice
Also,
clear yet नाही.
okay. Now, is it clear or no?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Also, we discuss about the type of the some part of the coating technology, that is the metal spray and metallic coating, and the plasma flame spray. You write this content, the name of the chapter. Introduction to the coating technology. Subchapter. Okay. Now, today we will basic concept that including the coating technology, that is the surface engineering. Right. As far as the introduction to the coating technology to be concerned, we must know about the surface engineering. Now, what is surface engineering? If you are go through the this process, you may come to know that what do you mean by surface engineering. It is a sub branch of material science that will give the information about the surfaces of the solids. And as we know that the solids are nothing but they are composed of bulk of materials. With that materials are covered by the different layer of the surface. The surface which bounds the bulk material is called as a surface phase. Means if you are considering about the surface phase or surface engineering, then solid, as we know that it is a consist of bulk of material that was covered by the surface, and that surface which is bounded the bulk material is called as the surface phase. In the surface phase of the solid that will interact with the surrounding environment, this interaction of the surface with the surrounding environment can degrade the surface phase over time. Means that whatever the metal we are using, when its external surface comes in contact with the air may consist of different gases. When it reacts with oxygen, oxidation is released. Air may also consist of some amount of vapor, water vapor. It also reacts with the metallic layer of the substance. So it will probably produce the degradation of the surface. So that the surface engineering that involves altering the properties of the surface phase in order to reduce the degradation over time. That is, when we deal with the surface engineering, we deal with the surface engineering. It is related with the processing of the upper surface of the material by changing some of the properties of the surface phase that will help reduce the degradation of that surface over time. Means if iron it has a tendency to get corroded when it comes in contact with the natural air, then it will be getting open. Correct. If you are providing certain coating, certain coating you are providing on that iron, then or steel coating if you are providing on that iron. So degradation of the iron it will be avoided. So this is an accomplished by making the surface robust to the environment in which it will be used. Provided by using the surface engineering technology, we can provide certain coating or certain method in order to avoid it from the degradation. By making that surface robust into the environment which is surrounded by such kind of metals or surface. Random surfaces. You write one or two important points related to this surfaces. Okay. The surface engineering that will refer to the wide range of technology in order to modify the different properties of the surfaces of metallic as well as non-metallic components for the decorative, that is we may call that aesthetic or functional purpose. That process is called as a surface. It also include improving corrosion and wear resistance to extend component in order to increase the life of the component and make them component more visually attractive, giving special properties such as lubricity enhancement and non-stick surface. That is also possible by using this surface. So that there will be one definition regarding the surface engineering that was given by the Bellis. That is, surface engineering is nothing but the application of the traditional and innovative surface technology to the engineering component and material with properties unattainable in either the base metal or surface metal. That is, surface engineering is the process by which we can provide certain coating over the metallic surface by without the disturbing the properties of the base metal as well as the surface metal. That is nothing but the surface. Now, how can we define this surface engineering? Surface engineering is used to make the changes in the surface of the material. What is the purpose of this surface engineering? To gain or improve upon the desired surface properties of the material. It also helps to improve components, its performance, its service life, and mainly its look, that is the aesthetic and ergonomic consideration. So surface engineering, that is one kind of process. There are many processes for modifying the surface properties. This can be grouped into three categories. We will discuss that category later. First of all, you write about the definition, purpose, and type of the surface. Write down this. If all students are join the class or not? Sanket, Sanket, hello. My voice is audible, Sonali.
Yes, sir.
Uh, whether screen is visible, voice
Yes,
is
sir.
audible. Okay, thank you. Okay, next, surface engineering is the process by which we can modify the surface without changing the chemical properties of that material. That is, such kind of changes can be made by thermal, mechanical, or altering the metallurgy or surface texture by using this surface engineering process. If you are considering about the modification by altering chemistry of the surfaces, such kind of the process involves diffusion of new elements into the surface of the original substrate material constitutes play an active part in the modified surface. That substrate material is nothing but the base material over which we are providing certain coating by using different techniques. The surface modification can be achieved by adding the new material on the surface. It is called as a coating. Such processes essentially add new material to the surface as an coating and do not involve the substrate material constitutes at the surface. That is, surface modification can be achieved by providing another material on the base material. That called as a coating. Write down some points related to the surface engineering. This slide it will be focusing about there are different types by which we can modify the surface. One of the type that is adding a new material on the surface. It's called as a coating process. How it will be achieved? By welding type process, by thermal spray process, by electroplating, electrolysis plating. In certain cases, we can carry out galvanizing. The major part, or the major type we have to discuss that is a PVD, that is a physical vapor decomposition by which we can provide the coating over the surface. Also, CVD, that is a chemical vapor decomposition. Then we may achieve the coating by painting, spin coating, powder coating, and cladding. These are some of the methods by which we can modify the surface by adding another new material on the surface that come under the category of the coating. As far as our syllabus is to be concerned, we must focus on PVD, that is a physical vapor decomposition, CVD, that is a chemical vapor decomposition, and thermal spray painting. Right? Write down these different types of the coating, how it will be achieved. Okay, is it over? Next, the first part, that is the principle of coating technology. Coating technology, it is a part of surface engineering and it also called as a nanostructure. It will be used mainly to increase the life of the product. Also, it will help to use the glazer or provide some aesthetic or attractive look to the part by enhancing or by providing certain metal coating over the base material. By providing the metal coating, we can get the more surface finish on base material. Such kind of the coating technology that are widely used in industries that use metal finishing, like certain appliances manufacturing industry, no doubt. It is widely used in automobile industry, telecommunication industry, electronics industry, and jewelry as well as aerospace industry, where we can widely use this coating technology. We can use the principle of coating. It may be by metallic coating or metal spray. We will discuss it later. Write down this point: principle of coating technology. Or now I request all of you to write your roll number in chat box for the attendance purpose. Write your roll number in chat box. Is it over? Yes, Sonali. You have not written your roll number in chat box. Sonali, are you there? Oh. Okay, thank you, Sonali. No one is remaining? Okay. Next part. This slide, it will be focusing on a process of surface coating, where how structure is to be used and what are the different coating processes. If structure is to be concerned, we may use single component, we may use a multi-component, you may use a gradient structure or multi-layer structure for the surface coating. And how this coating process is to be carried out, you may choose chemical process, electrochemical process, thermochemical, thermocoating, vapor deposition, and mechanical coating. Means these are the structures by which we can provide the coating over the workpiece, and these are the processes. Any of them can be used for the surface coating. As far as mechanical plating is to be concerned, it consists of high metallic powder. It uses fine metallic powder that are cold welded to the metal components without any electricity and heat, that come under the category of mechanical plating. In mechanical plating मध्ये काय करतो आपण, बारीक फाईन मेटॅलिक पावडर काय करतो आपण, कोल्ड वेल्डिंगच्या सहाय्याने फाईन मेटॅलिक पावडर आपण एखाद्या वर्कपीस वरती कोट करतो, चिटकवतो. without any electricity and heat. तुम्हाला इलेक्ट्रिसिटीची गरज लागत नाही आणि हीट एनर्जीची गरज लागत नाही. That come under the category of a mechanical coating. Read down. Or now surface coating. It is a part of surface engineering. This surface coating, that is the process that will involve the deposition of the layer of molten, semi-molten, or chemical material on the substrate. Substrate is nothing but the base material over which we have to provide the coating in order to enhance the life of that base material, in order to provide certain aesthetic good look finish to that product. One of the main function of this surface coating is to modify and reinforce the surface functions instead of reforming the composition of the bulk material. Bulk material is that is nothing but the different metallic metals that are the part of that substrate. It is called as the bulk material. In this definition, we may come to the point that such kind of the surface coating process that will involve the depositing of a layer of any another material. It is in a molten, semi-molten, or by chemical reaction on a base material, and that such kind of the coating process is to be carried out to modify and reinforce the surface functions. It does not involve the reforming the composition of the bulk material. म्हणजे बेस मटेरियलच्या प्रॉपर्टी कुठल्या बदलायच्या नाहीयेत आपल्याला. त्याच्यावरती दुसरं मटेरियल आपण कोट करायचं, पण त्याचा उपयोग काय झाला पाहिजे, फक्त त्या सरफेसची लाईफ वाढवणं, त्याचा ग्लेज वाढवणं, राईट, एस्थेटिकली चांगलं दिसलं पाहिजे, सरफेस फिनिश वाढवणं. Some example of such surface coating processes that will include physical vapor decomposition. In short, it will be called as a PVD. Chemical vapor decomposition. In short, it will be called as a CVD. Plasma and thermal spraying, sol gel, cladding, and electricity. As far as our syllabus is concerned, we are focusing on PVD, CVD, and thermal spraying. There will be a wide range of the processes that are used to deposit the metal or ceramic and organics like paints or plastic, rubber coating. Right? There are a variety of the processes that are come under the category of the surface. Right? These some of the important points that are highlighted in this slide on surface coating. Okay, you have written the definition and function of surface coating. Then there are certain advantages of this depositing coating. And we must have to think about the certain advanced methods that will be used under the surface coating process, that is thermal spraying, sol gel technique, PVD, and PVD that we have discussed in earlier. As far as this thermal, or it also called as a plasma, in last chapter we studied the different machining processes come under the thermal energy based processes. Here we studied the plasma machining, right? This plasma, it is a gas that will be generated at a high temperature. That plasma, it will be producing the heat, and heat is meeting with the thermal energy. That will be used in this coating process, that is a thermal and plasma spray. If you are observing the diagram, plasma spray process, here, this is the water it will be used from the maintaining the temperature of this cup. This is the cathode, this will be the anode, and we are supplying this argon gas or hydrogen gas to this line, this torch, and we are generating this plasma O2, right? Arc is produced plasma, and in this arc we are pouring this fine metallic powder along with this arc. Then this powder comes in contact with high temperature plasma jet. It is near about 20,000 degrees centigrade or 10,000 degrees. When this metallic powder comes in contact with this plasma jet, it will be get heat up. It will be sprayed over this base metal, or it will be called as a substrate, so that it is covered with this metallic powder. So metallic coating, it will be provided on the surface of the substrate, or this is the powder. If you are observing through the microscope, it will show the spray film. It will show the molten particle of the metal. It will be added over the surface of the metal. So that in thermal spraying technique, it will use the coating processes in which melted material are sprayed on the base material or the workpiece. The feedstock is heated by electrical or chemical process. Whatever this, it will be called as the feedstock. Thermal spraying can provide the coating which is in a thickness maximum up to 20 micrometers over the large area at high deposition as compared to the coating process such as electroplating and PVD and CVD. That is, in case of a thermal spraying machine, thermal spraying process that will come under the coating technique, it will provide a thick coating approximately 20 micrometers. That will be not possible by using the electroplating and PVD and CVD. Which kind of the coating is used in thermal and plasma? Generally, metallic alloys, ceramics, plastics, and composite can be used as a coating material. How such process is to be carried out? In this thermal and plasma spraying machine, it will be provided with a metallic powder or wire, and that metallic powder and wire, it will be fed, that will heated to the molten or semi-molten state, and that molten powder, that will be accelerated toward the substrate. Substrate is nothing but the base material over which we have to provide the coating, and that material, that powder, it will be, we may call as sprayed in the form of micrometer size particles. That is nothing but the thermal and plasma spraying. What is the disadvantage of this process? They are requiring high initial cost, and this process is a quite complicated. Complexity is the main disadvantages of this process. You just keep in mind that in thermal and plasma spraying process, we are creating the plasma jet by using this. And we are adding the fine metallic powder in this plasma jet. Because of that, this metal particle it will be get heated and it will be converted into molten part or semi-molten part. As it will be fed through this small opening, the high velocity of this molten metal particle will be strikes on this base material or the workpiece. So these molten metal particles they are adhere or stick on the surface of this workpiece. Because of that, thick metallic coating of this molten powder it will be deposited on this workpiece, and the thickness that will be achieved maximum up to 20 micron. That all about the thermal and plasma spraying. Is it clear? Reply please. समजतंय का? Unmute anyone? Give your response. समजतंय का? Thermal plasma spraying. Hello? Okay, चंद्र. Thank you. बोलत सर अनम्यूट करून. तुमचा फीडबॅक चॅट बॉक्स मध्ये सर्च करावा लागतो. ज्यावेळेस मी विचारेल त्यावेळेस अनम्यूट करून येस नो रिपीट राईट वॉट एव्हर यू वॉन्ट गिव्ह द रिप्लाय. Then we discuss about the PVD, that is the physical vapor decomposition. If you are observing this diagram, this will be the substrate, that is the base material over which we have to provide this coating. Then this is the container from which we are providing the metallic fine powder. Good coating we have to provide it on this substrate workpiece material, and that will be carried out by the vapor decomposition. R is to be provided, and that R it will be melting this base metal in a vacuum, so that this molten part of the base material it will be deposited on substrate material. Here is a PVD. This is the type of vacuum deposition process where the material is to be vaporized in a vacuum chamber, and the transported atom by atom across the chamber to the substrate, and the condensed into the film at the substrate surface. Here, the physical vapor decomposition process it will be carried out in a vacuum. Because of that, whatever the material, that is this material, it will be get vaporized. That material's atoms are transferred over the substrate material, and by condensing of this molten metal of the base material on the substrate, the coating is to be formed. In hybrid, that is the physical and chemical vapor decomposition, is a thin film deposition technique. It will combine physical vapor decomposition as well as chemical vapor decomposition. That process is called as a hybrid physical chemical vapor deposition. That is the HPCVD. Generally, such kind of these CVD processes are used to improve the hardness, wear resistance, oxygen resistance, that is used in automotive, aerospace, surgical, certain molds, dyes, for all manner of the material cutting tools, firearms, optics, and watches, where we can generally use this physical vapor decomposition process. This is all about the PVD. Write down some important points related to this PVD. Draw the diagram of the PVD also. Only one part, that is the CVD, that is chemical vapor decomposition, will cover during this. That was only. Is it clear about the PVD process, that is physical vapor decomposition? Now we go regarding over the CVD. Before that, there will be one example of this PVD process. Right? When metal is heated in a vacuum, become a gas and form a metal film on the atom to be plated. Here, this is the vacuum chamber. Here we are providing this metal. We are heating this metal so that vapors of this metal is to be formed, and due to the vacuum, that vapor it will be get deposited on this plate. So this plate it will be provided with the thin metallic coating. This is the example. Certain semiconductor devices such as thin film solar panel, aluminated PET film for the food packing and the bulbs, and coated cutting tools for the metalworking. Besides PVD tools for the fabrication, special smaller tools have been developed by using this PVD process. There are certain common industrial coatings that are applied by the PVD, like titanium nitride, zirconium nitride, chromium nitride, titanium aluminum nitride. These are the certain metallic coatings. Those are provided on a workpiece by using this PVD process. Now, chemical vapor decomposition, that is a CVD, where this is the chamber in which we are providing this trace and vapor, that is base material, over which we have to provide the coating. These are the resistors heater, 3 zones. We are providing the gas in this chamber and it will be exhausted from this. In chemical vapor decomposition, that is nothing but it is a chemical process that is used to produce high quality, high performance solid material. This process is often used in the semiconductor industry to produce the thin films of the metal. In a typical chemical vapor decomposition process, the vapors means that is the substrate. It's called as a substrate over which we have to form the coating. Is exposed to one or more volatile precursors which react or it may decompose on the substrate surface to produce the desired deposit. Frequently, volatile byproducts are also produced which are removed by the gas that is flowing through the reaction chain. Means in this chemical vapor decomposition deposition process, by passing the gas through the chamber, we can carry out the deposition of another metal on this phase or vapor that will be called as a substrate. This process, that is a CVD, that is used in various forms, that including monocrystalline, polycrystalline, amorphous, and epitaxial forms of coating. This is all about the chemical vapor deposition process is the part of the surface coating. Draw this diagram and write down some important points related to this chemical vapor decomposition deposition process. Write down. And draw the diagram also. It will be set. Okay, I think this is sufficient for today's lecture. In next lecture, we will see each and every process in detail. In this lecture, we will take a brief insight over the different metal coating and metal spraying processes. There is a problem related to the battery of this laptop. If you have any doubt, please ask. काय अडचण आहे का, समजतंय का? एक बेसिक प्रिन्सिपल, बेसिक थीम समजली का चॅप्टर मधली? याच्यामध्ये आपल्याला काय शिकायचंय, राईट? कुठल्या कुठल्या वेगवेगळ्या मेथड्स आहेत, वर्किंग प्रिन्सिपल काय आहे, समजतंय का? प्लीज रिप्लाय ऑडिबली. एनीवन कॅन अनम्यूट युअरसेल्फ. Okay. We will stop over here. If you have any doubt, in next lecture we will start with one of this method from this coating technology in detail. Thank you. Thank you very much. We will stop over here. Vita, are you there? Avinash, Unkaras, you have any problem? Please ask. Shweta, are you there? Shweta, roll number 6. Avinash, my voice is audible? Okay, we'll stop here.